The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and we are live once more. We were live earlier. We had professional boxing man / boxing insider Rick Laser on. If you didn't see that live earlier, it was about roughly just over a little bit of just over 90 minutes of pure, raw, and rugged boxing talk. But you know what? In this particular live right here, this is another live where we're just going to talk. We're just going to talk. We're just going to have fun, get into some good old boxing talk, with the whole, Angelo Leo, Stephen Fulton fight coming up this week, just have some good old boxing talk. So I'm going to give it a second for people to come in. I'm going to hop off for like 30 seconds. I'll be back. So we'll let people just find their way on here. Actually, not forget about it. I'm gonna hit you guys that link right now. We're not gonna bullshit around. No waiting, no beginning screens. Man, my man Mark, today's the last live and this live has been sponsored by Unrivaled Box Talking News. Shout out to my main man Mark. Go subscribe to Mark, man. Putting it down for the fine folks of Ireland. He says, "Let's go." We got intangible boxing news here. Okay, we got intangible. We got Mark. It's probably gonna be a star-studded occasion. Every time I go live, it's a star-studded occasion. But yeah, I'm really excited for this fight this weekend, man. Fulton and Leo. Let's go over to Mark. I haven't talked to him in a minute. Let's go over to Mark. My main man, Mark. What's up, man?
What's happening, Brandon, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
Sexy as always.
I feel you. Keep it 100.
Always 100, man. Always 100. Got to keep it like Rick Laser, man.
Yeah, Rick was fun. Rick's always good to talk to.
Straight as a die.
Always straight. Hold on, we got intangible here as well. What's up, Ange? What's up?
What's up? How's it going?
I'm good. And yourself?
Doing all right.
Nice. I love the 2-word responses.
Yeah, it's just the brief 2-word responses.
Didn't even ask the man how he was intangible. How are you, BT, man? How are you?
I'm well, man. I can't complain. I'm having a pretty good day today.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yo,
so what are we talking? Hit me.
We were talking about that Angelo Leo Stephen Fulton fight this weekend. I don't think I've asked you about that or seen you talk about it. What do you make of that fight this weekend?
Oh man, I've never seen either of them fight. I'm a casual.
Yeah, first I actually just got around to watching the two fight.
Are you serious, intangible? Get the fuck out of here. I like the fight. I like the fight. They both fight pretty interestingly, actually. They're not your usual. Not your usual.
Well, I just got around to watching Leo fight. I saw Fulton fight K-Guy. Thought it was a pretty competitive fight.
Which fights of Leo's did you watch, intangible?
I watched his last fight against Cesar Juarez, and I saw one fight. Its name started with an S. It was on the Mayweather Promotions YouTube channel. Can't remember his name. I watched partially that fight, but I've seen the full K-Guy fight, and I saw, well, not the K-Guy, the full Cesar Juarez fight. I feel like I've seen most of what I need to see from him.
Mm-hmm. So you're still sticking with Fulton? I know you said Fulton last time.
Yes, I'm going to pick Stephen Fulton to win.
Okay.
I mean, I just don't think – I think Leo underutilizes his jab. And I think Fulton has good upper body movement. He's pretty fast. And I don't think Leo is good enough quite to cut the ring off on him.
Okay. How about you, Mark?
Yeah, I've seen enough of both of them. Like, I've seen Leo versus Tabano. I've seen him against Sharon Carter. I've seen the Cesar Juarez fight. I think I've seen the Porras fight. So yeah, I've seen enough of him to know what he's like. He can mix it up pretty well. Yeah, as Intangible mentioned about his jab, he kind of underutilizes it a little bit, but he's got good inside movements. He's got good fleet of feet in there when he's in the pocket. So I like the fight. I think Fulton should beat him. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, I think he's just that little step ahead, because I actually think Kagai would beat him as well. To be honest with you, I think that's world level, and I think Leo's just below that. So,
Okay.
but yeah, it's a good fight. It's gonna be like an 8-4, 7-5 kind of fight. I'd say an 8-4 kind of fight, but competitive.
I agree with that.
What do you think about like if Angelo is able to get past the jab of Fulton and it becomes a fight on the inside? Do you think Fulton has enough to deal with Angelo on the inside or no?
I don't think Angelo can deal with his hand speed.
So you think he's just gonna be a step ahead all night?
I'll tell you what it's gonna be like. Do you remember Zepada's last fight?
Yeah, was it during the
on the top rank card when he was meant to fight Blanchek and he fought that other dude instead.
He fought the dude from
and
FedEx?
Everyone said,
when he fought that guy that worked for FedEx, he had all the FedEx stuff. Yeah.
And everybody said it'd be a walk in the park, and that dude actually gave him trouble, managed to get on top of him, throw some shots, and it was like a 7-5, 8-4 kind of fight. That's what we're gonna get.
Okay.
It's literally what we're gonna get, only with faster hands from both guys because they're lighter.
Yeah.
Neither guy's knocking the other one out. Like Leo looks like he has a good chin.
We'll have to see.
And Fulton don't hit hard though.
I mean, they're I think Angelo's probably the stronger one of the two.
Physically, yeah. I'd say he's physically stronger in terms of like being able to throw you around. I don't think he's more powerful though. That's the thing. I don't think he is actually more powerful. Angelo doesn't hit as hard as people think. Doesn't hit hard at all. How many knockouts has Angelo got? 7?
I think he has 9.
9. He has 9 knockouts in 19 fights.
He's got decent power, but he doesn't. He shortens up his punches for the most part.
Against what? Against what? What's his power against?
I mean, not against great opposition, but when he does.
Who's the best guy he stopped?
Cesar Juarez.
Yeah, Cesar Juarez.
All right.
You know when he does throw those sort of wide hooks, he does get them off pretty quickly, and when he lands on the chin, he punches fairly hard.
But do you want to be throwing wide shots against a guy as direct and quick as Fulton, who's able to turn off and pivot you? Do you want to be throwing that wide? I don't think so.
No, I mean, that's why I'm picking him to win.
Yeah, he's gonna have to shorten him up if he wants to beat Fulton.
I'll tell you what he needs to do. He needs to elbow him in the temple and discombobulate him like White did Parker.
He might. You never know. It's a world title fight.
He's a rough kid. He fights quite rough. He can get gritty in there. I like the fight, man. Too many people are like, oh, it's a bum fight. Fucking hell. That's not even a bum fight. This is
This is one of the best matchups that they put on since the pandemic.
Depending on how on paper, I would say this is like if you go full hardcore since boxing's come back on pure paper, this is the best fight that we've actually had outside of Maloney versus Franco on paper. Because I always thought that was going to be a cracking fight.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that I think the fight's probably a 65-35 in favor of Fulton. I just wasn't quite as impressed watching Angelo Leo as I thought I would be. I don't feel like he boxes as well as some people says he does. He's mostly a come forward type of a guy.
You see him as just a pure come forward type of a guy?
I think he has some boxing ability. When he does use his double jab, he's able to cut the ring off fairly well. He fights pretty solid in the pocket. He's a solid counterpuncher, but I feel like he's I feel like he only has one gear, and that's the one he's going to use on the highest levels.
Let's see. We got Minimax Boxing joining us. What's up, Minimax?
Yo, what's up, bro? What's up, Unrivaled and Tangible? Good. Thank you.
Yeah, we were talking about that Angelo Leo Stephen Fulton fight.
It's a great fight. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I know you picked. I know when me and you talked I think it was it yesterday or 2 days ago? You picked Angelo.
Yeah, who are they picking?
They're both picking Fulton.
That's a very tough fight to predict. I could see Fulton pulling it off, but I'm just edging Leo.
Why?
I just think his body work, his volume, it just might be a little too much for Fulton.
I know, but when you look at the guys that he's been fighting against and getting them onto the back foot, right? Are any of them known to be fleet of foot guys like Fulton? Being able to move off, pivot, turn, throw shots, be able to take straight shots through the pipe, the uppercut, the short shots.
You're right, definitely. But has Fulton fought a guy at the level of Angelo Leo? Maybe Kagai, but I don't know.
Well, I would say Kagai could possibly beat Leo. I think
I
that's a
respect
very tough fight.
It is a very tough fight. It is.
I think the main weakness of Fulton's is I feel like he's pretty crude when he comes forward. He doesn't cut the ring off very effectively. But Leo's not going to box him. Leo's going to come forward out of the high guard.
And Leo has very good sparring. The Mayweather gym. He's been in with guys like Akhmadaliev and I can't think of the top of my head, but a lot of guys in that skill set and done very good against those type of fighters.
He beat the shit out of Akhmadaliev in that Dante's Boxing Nation sparring. He was giving him some serious problems.
Mm-hmm. But it's a great fight. I'm really looking forward to it. But I don't know what the undercard is. There's like no real undercard for it.
There's one fight. It's Joseph George versus
Joseph George.
the Escobedo guy or Escuero.
Yeah, that's
Okay. That's not bad.
Your boy L Dog is here.
Salute, fellas. How you doing?
This guy.
Let me rephrase. Salute to my brothers up in the StreamYard. What it do, family?
What it do, fam?
What it do? What it do? What it do, brother?
Yeah,
What's
man.
good?
Let's get it
What's
cracking.
good, King? What's good, King?
Ain't nothing to it but to do it. I'm on this StreamYard, and I thought I'd give my thoughts, man. So, man, what I see is a slick boxer and Stephen Fulton, man. Shout out to Philly. That's like my home away from home. You know what it is, man? Philly, man. I think it's the 305 or whatever. Don't really matter, but, I stay repping.
The 305 is Miami. The 305 is Miami.
Oh, the 315?
I don't know what the area code is over there.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, man, I rip that on my back because that's my city, man. I'm an OG in that block, you know what it is. But anyway, man, we got a sensational fight, man. Angelo Leo, man. He a good come-forward fighter. He signed to Mayweather Promotions. You know what it is, man. So he doing his thing out there, man. That's what's up.
I mean, when's the last time we've gotten two undefeated young fighters fighting at each other? Young, 26, both undefeated. How often do you see that?
Doesn't happen very often. It doesn't really. Especially not at world level. Even when I think to UK, the last time I seen it, you could say it might have been Joshua White. You could say it was Groves versus DeGale, it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, but that was some time back.
Yeah.
I know, that's why I'm saying though, bro. It doesn't happen very often.
And those are some of the best fights. That was a great fight. And even though Dillian White lost that fight, I think that made him a better fighter and that helped his career losing to Anthony Joshua personally.
You could say the same thing with Groves and DeGale.
For sure.
It took a lot of the cockiness out of James DeGale because when he came in, he was exceptionally cocky, overzealous about a lot of stuff, and then he kind of sat down into his career. But another one, you could say Barrios and what was his name last year?
It was Akhmadov.
Akhmadov,
yeah.
I thought Akhmadov won that fight, personally.
It's the knockdowns that cost him. I thought he won it, but you get knocked down that many times in the fight, you're losing.
Yeah, and the knockdown in the 12th round was because he was lazy,
Yeah. He cost himself. You get knocked down twice on the weight card, 3 times on the weight card, you're not winning it. You're not winning the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had that fight for Barrios, I think, by 1 point.
Isn't he fighting soon, Barrios?
Yeah, he's supposed to be coming back around
He's fighting on the Charlo undercard.
Who's he fighting?
I think.
Cowboy Carl.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Ryan Carl.
Yeah, make Mario Barrios versus Shakram Giasov happen. After that, next.
Shakram Giasov would take Barrios' head clean off, man. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Giasov's a weapon.
I haven't seen Giasov since he fought Emmanuel Taylor. Has he gotten better?
Yes.
He stopped Darley Perez in the first round. That was a very solid win from him.
I feel like I got to address this, but yes, Cash Cow, Chet Collins, thank you, Sherlock Holmes disciples. I'm not actually from Philly, and I'm not a gangster.
He's from New Zealand.
Yeah, bro.
No, he's from Croatia.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm a man of many identities, Just look at my YouTube accounts. But That's besides the point. This is a hell of a fight, man. I'm picking Stephen Fulton on points. I think Stephen Fulton. I think he's actually quite a fluid boxer, a very fluid boxer.
Yep.
And he's actually fought some decent opponents. Like he fought Adam Lopez. He fought Avalar. He fought
Joshua Greer.
the guy, Josh
He
Greer.
he fought Joshua Greer at 122.
And I think that's going to push him because he knows, when you fight so many undefeated fighters early on, they say an undefeated fighter, you got to teach him how to lose. And I think, it's always more competitive when you're fighting those. So he knows how to dig down deep and really pull through, So I got Fulton. I think he'll box off the back foot. I watched Angelo Leo's fight against Sharon Carter. Now, Sharon Carter wasn't really doing anything but holding in the occasional jab. But his movement, his ability to cut off the ring wasn't very impressive. Sharon Carter was actually able to move around quite a bit. And I think Fulton moves a lot better than Sharon Carter. So he'll be able to outbox him off the back foot, in my opinion. But look, Leo...
It's a nice fight.
Yeah,
that was
Leo,
like
if he works the body, backs him up. Fulton can sometimes, when he gets in the high guard, he backs up in a straight line, and that's when Leo can really unload some good combinations on him.
That's why I think Fulton's going to come unstuck. I think he's going to, because he likes to back up in straight lines and he squares up on the inside. I think Angel's going to catch him with something else to the body.
Yeah, when he steps back and gets on the back foot, he tends to lose his balance when he gets hit with a straight shot. Like I noticed that several times. So if Leo can catch him with the right hand and then follow it up with a left hook and maybe something to the body, he could possibly drop him. However, like I said, I don't think he quite has the power.
I have a really interesting question. How do you see the winner of this fight doing against Ray Vargas and Akhmadaliev?
I don't see them fighting Ray Vargas. I
What was
don't see
that?
Ray Vargas. I don't see them fighting Ray Vargas. I see Ray Vargas moving to 126 soon, to be honest with you.
He's big for the weight. He's really tall for the weight.
I think Akhmadaliev would pretty handily beat Angelo Leo, and I think he'd beat Stephen Fulton just off craft. Ray Vargas is a nightmare for Fulton. He'd probably shut him out, honestly.
Akhmadaliev's also, like, he didn't get to show it in the Danny Roman fight because Danny was there to fight with him, but he can cut the ring off way better than Leo. Akhmadaliev is a big fighter.
Me and BT saw that fight live because we both saw that fight in person, and Akhmadaliev hits much harder than it looks on TV. He actually has real pop.
Yeah,
No, I was able to hear some of the shots when the crowd was dying down a little bit. You were able to hear a couple of the shots, and you could see like the skin indenting on Roman's body. So you're able to tell, even on TV. So I can only imagine what it's like in person. I can only imagine.
Yeah, I was sitting in the nosebleed seats, and I could hear the loud. They were like loud thudding shots.
Akhmadaliev is only going to get better with more professional experience as well. The guy's 25 years old. Wait till he's 28. The guy will be a fucking beast.
He's an 8-0 unified champion, mate.
I know, but I'm saying, because one thing I've noticed with these Uzbek fighters is that they move a lot, like a little too much for my liking in the pros. But I think with time, he's just going to get better and better as he adjusts to that 12-round pace.
Yeah.
You know what's scary about the fighters from Uzbekistan? Akhmadaliev's actually like on the lower tier of the fighters coming out of Uzbekistan. That's the scary part.
The scariest part to me is that the weakest of the world level guys right now, out of all of them, is probably Abdu Kakarov.
Yeah, definitely.
That tells you what level, because Abdu Kakarov, he's a top 15 welterweight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a strong division.
Yeah,
Who you guys thinking between him and Lipinets?
Lipinets. I've got
Me too.
Lipinets.
Yeah.
I think Lipinets stops him late.
Yeah, it's Abdu Kakarov's energy levels. We've seen it against Louis Collazo. His energy levels, once he goes past 7-8 rounds, he's done for with Lipinets. Lipinets will smother him.
I don't think Abdu Kakarov is even that good, to be honest.
Is Abdu Kakarov the one that fought Collazo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going. I got Lipinets.
He can box well, don't get me wrong. It's just once his gas tank goes, he turns to shit.
Yeah,
It would be better for You go ahead.
Yeah, he actually moves a bit too much, like L-Dog said. Like, he doesn't know how to take the fight right back to the center of the ring, at least from what I saw in that fight. He's not the most crafty guy.
Well, we have that problem. Go ahead, Max.
It would be better for Crawford if Abdu Kakarov won because he's the mandatory for Spence, and there's a chance that Spence might not make that fight and he gets stripped of the title, and he gets the belt, and then Crawford could unify.
Be interesting.
I don't think PBC would let that happen.
I don't
want to make Errol Spence as much of the A side as possible.
Mm-hmm.
PBC would take the mandatory. They know Spence would beat the shit out of Abdu Kakarov, mate. They know that. Like unless he's totaled from the car crash, we just got to assume like Errol at 70% will beat the crap out of him. Errol Spence would make short work of Collazo.
Is Errol Spence even going to fight again? Because like when I had Rick on here, Rick made a post on Facebook and he said that like they don't have many fights planned, and like the guy Tim Smith, the publicist, like he won't like divulge any information about when he's fighting again.
I don't know, man. Well, he's supposed to fight Danny, but they haven't confirmed anything. It's probably going to be next year.
Danny's on Instagram living his best life. Danny doesn't look like he's training at all.
Yeah, we saw that in the Red Tent fight.
I'll tell you who I saw last night that didn't look like they were training at all. Roman Gonzalez. Holy shit.
Oh.
Dude, he looks like
chubby as a motherfucker, man.
He always does that, though. That's not new. This isn't new. Anyone who's been watching Roman for a very long time knows that Roman... This is going to sound so funny, but balloons up in weight to about 121 pounds, 122 pounds outside the... He does, though. Like, that, he doesn't get to, like, 130. He's too small. He can't reach 100. Like, him at his heaviest is, like, 122 pounds. He already looked... If you saw him when he was up against Quadras, he kind of looked fat against Quadras a little bit at 115, and that was him in shape. So,
yeah,
I mean,
Roman Gonzalez is not the most naturally vascular dude.
No,
that guy could pass for a 15-year-old chubby cousin or something.
He could. He's
kind of
but he fuck you up.
He's got the same. He's got the same thing going on as like Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew was the same way.
Do you know who's the same way? Like. Everyone gives me shit because I keep talking about him. Melikuziev, right? Melikuziev, he's the same way because he literally looks like Beterbiev ate Andy Ruiz. That's what he looks like.
But I would hate watching Carlos. I would hate watching Carlos Quadras fights because he would always have so much acne on his back. It'd be disgusting.
That's steroids, bro.
That's the needles. Shout out to Memo Heredia.
Bro, Roman Gonzalez beat Carlos Quadras with all them pads in his system. What a beast!
Yeah, I was there that night. He had him running around the first 4 rounds like a bitch. He was on his bicycle.
He's not. That wasn't even Prime Gonzalez. Prime Gonzalez is 108 to 112. Like people don't even know, fam. People don't even know. 115. He was. I'll be honest. He's fighting way past it for the last 5 years. He's been past it for 5 years, and he's still beating the shit out of people.
In my opinion, he only has one loss in my opinion. I thought he beat Strong V-Side the first fight.
Me too. Like the only fight like I could see how he lost to Rung Visay in the first fight. I could see it, even though I have him winning. But I always go with the judges' scorecards just because I'm not paid to judge. That's my own thing. So I always give him the loss.
Roman Gonzalez is, and the thing is, he's fighting guys like Rung Visay that he can't even cut the ring off against. Rung Visay is much stronger than he is. He's basically been a super flyweight almost his whole career. And he's been fighting above that weight class too. I believe he's going to be fighting Ren Rung at like 122 as like sort of a bridge. So
that's a fun fight.
It's a fun fight for probably 3 rounds before Rung Visay removes him. He is totally shot.
Yeah, he's 40. Like he's 40, bro. And he's like 112, 115, bro. He's tiny and he's 40.
Like, Rung Visay is just, he's so strong. He's so compact. He has such a great chin. And he's so big compared to Roman Gonzalez. And Roman Gonzalez, the only way his only chance of beating him was punch placement. It's just so good to where he can mitigate and change the entire direction of the fight, even when the guy is stronger than him, fighting him at close range.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Am I the only one not completely sold on Estrada being as good as people are making him out to be? The reason I'm saying this is because the only reason he beat Rung Visoi is because Rung Visoi went full fucking retard and changed
That's a
stance.
fact.
That
As
is
soon as
honestly
he
the honest
switched
truth.
back- As soon as he switched back, I had him winning every round. They were
He
close,
destroyed him.
but he
So,
was winning.
I think with the layoff and everything, the layoff he has, I think Chocolatito's gonna fucking whoop up on Estrada. To be honest, I think
I don't
Estrada.
think he'll mess him up, but I think look, that Beeman fight was not all that impressive.
It was
N-
not.
well-
Dwayne Beeman is not a very
Well, hold
good
on.
fighter.
I'm gonna say something on that. It wasn't very impressive, no, right? But I think we can all agree. Estrada was purposely taking punches. It wasn't like when people are talking about Golovkin takes punches to give punches. Estrada didn't give a shit in that fight. He just did whatever he wanted whenever.
Yeah, he knew he could go in there and turn in a subpar performance and still get a W against Beeman. Beeman was on his level.
I gotta be honest about that. I do.
Hey,
Because that was funny.
Another card we got coming up this week is Eddie Hearn's worldwide boxing takeover. Ed
Woo!
Cheeseman versus Sam Eggington.
The egg versus the cheese. Let's go.
Get me breakfast, son. An egg McMuffin
two
for
you
You
breakfast.
know what,
Wow.
man? I'm not even gonna watch the Rung Visai fights. I'm not gonna waste my time watching that or the Leo and Fulton fight. I'm just gonna watch Eggington versus Cheeseman because that is a
This is
fight
the-
that will truly change the course of the history of our sport.
They're
The
all
people
on a
need this
different
fight.
Yeah,
But I have an unpopular opinion. I actually thought Estrada beat Rung Visai the first time.
the fight was pretty close.
I actually
That
did
is
too. I did too.
Estrada has had many close fights. I think his first fight, his fight against Brian Valoria was a clear kind of decision, even though it was a split decision. But that fight against Quadras really could have gone either way.
I thought Estrada won that fight on my card.
I slightly edged him.
We all have unpopular opinions.
Mhm.
We all do.
Yeah, we all
When you
have
guys-
stupid opinions as well.
Speaking of stupid opinions, what do you guys think about Floyd's top 5 list?
Yeah, bro.
Dude, when I saw Aaron Pryor in there, I was just like, oh god, what the
Aaron
fuck?
Pryor is the 5th greatest fighter of all time, bro. Sugar Ray Robinson, Henry Armstrong, and Muhammad Ali. No, they don't
Okay.
even compare.
Guys,
Good.
I'm not trying to be funny or nothing. I've been seeing people on Twitter asking questions like, "Where is Anthony Joshua?" Now that's stupid. That's stupid. Aaron Pryor is one thing, but where is Joshua?
I saw
Joshua?
someone on Instagram have Canelo at number 2.
Okay.
And
Right.
there's a lot of people who are saying, like, I think the most common one is, "Where's Mike Tyson? Where's Mike Tyson?"
Yeah,
It's
where's,
like, God.
where's Chavez?
Mike
Yeah,
Tyson is not a top 10 heavyweight of
Bro.
all time.
Chavez Senior, man, you guys already know what I think about that guy. Look,
I love Pernell Whitaker, and rest in peace to Pernell Whitaker, but he's not the second greatest fighter of all time.
No, not on resume. No.
No.
I mean, he had himself. The list was he had himself number 1, Pernell 2. Who was 3? I forgot the list. Who was 3?
I think
think
it's
it was
because
Bruno.
Floyd actually sparred Pernell when they were young, so I think they always had a lot of mutual respect for
Somebody
each other.
go get the list. Tell us the top 5.
I think Roberto Duran was 3, Larry Holmes 4, and Aaron Pryor 5.
That's the
Interesting.
list.
Larry Holmes is greater than Ali, I guess.
I'm surprised Mayweather didn't just put all the fighters he beat after him. Like, I'm surprised he didn't put like Pacquiao number 2. Like,
Yo,
Sugar
where's
Number
Connor?
3.
Where's Connor?
Marcos Maidana, number 4.
Where's
Andre
Chavez Jr.?
Berto, number 5.
He had Roberto Duran 3. Yeah, it was himself 1, Pernell Whitaker 2, Duran 3, Larry Holmes 4, and Aaron Pryor 5.
I don't have a problem with him thinking he's the greatest of all time. Like, I'm not even going to criticize that. He's narcissistic. But, I mean, you got to have that sort of self-belief. I don't blame him for thinking that. But, I mean,
he's earned the right to say he is anyway. Like,
look, but, I mean, to say that Aaron Pryor is the 5th greatest fighter of all time, it's worthy of a chuckle.
What do you guys think is Floyd's best win?
His best win.
Manny Pacquiao.
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao, yeah. Or
Yeah,
maybe
but that's after Marquez beat him and Bradley got a decision over him. So it wasn't
It's
a prime
still,
time.
it's still his best win.
I'd
He
say
was still
Del
coming
Valle.
off of a Bradley victory on a 3-fight winning streak. He was the number 2 guy pound for pound. according to consensus, he was the number 2 welterweight behind him. He was a belt holder. And look what he's gone on to do. He's gone on to beat Keith Thurman. He's gone on to defeat Timothy Bradley again.
It's true.
Like when all these guys end up retiring and you go through his resume, which one of those fighters is going to be the highest rated on the greatest of all time list? Pacquiao.
Pacquiao, 100%.
I don't know, man. When is Berto making his anticipated return?
Robert Guerrero should be somewhere up there. No, I'm kidding.
Robert Guerrero is my 10th greatest fighter of all time.
Don't forget about the great Henry Bruxelles.
Oh, fucking hell.
Emmanuel Augustus, number 6.
Carlos Baldomir.
Somewhere up there.
DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley. Can't forget about him.
Oh, don't fuck around with Chop Chop. Chop Chop was a beast in his prime. Leave Chop Chop alone, man. Too many people bully Chop Chop.
Was he the drunken master or whatever?
No, that's Emmanuel. That's Emmanuel.
That's Emmanuel Augustus.
But to be fair to Floyd,
Tony Peck, number 11.
I think Ricky Hatton was actually an underrated win, to be honest.
There's only one Ricky Hatton. Man, Ricky Hatton was cool.
That's Mark's guy. Mark loves Ricky Hatton.
I don't want to talk about that.
Floyd Mayweather sent Mark crying at his house.
Bro, I still find it funny how Ricky Hatton's like, yeah, Joe Cortez is the reason I lost that fight. I'm just full fanboy, and I'm just like, yeah, you know what, Ricky, I agree with you, mate.
I do
He
agree.
didn't let Ricky fight though.
He didn't allow him to fight. He didn't allow him to rush into the pocket. He didn't allow every time it was inside, he separated them. Same thing that happened with Parker and AJ. Exact same thing.
And Maidana on the rematch, they wouldn't let Maidana get inside either.
Oh, that was horrible.
When you don't look, this is what we're talking about. When you don't allow an inside fighter to fight on the inside, you're not allowing them to fight.
Yeah, what's the point of even having the fight? Just pack our bags and go home.
Because let's not forget what Ruiz was able to do with his fast hands and combinations on the inside. Parker wasn't afforded the same opportunity to at least give it a go, you know? Not saying he would have won, but he should have been given the opportunity to at least try.
Well, at least Ruiz lets his hands fucking go, unlike Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joseph Parker is the heavyweight Adrian Broner.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, man.
No, I'm serious. Like I'll watch him, and then like he don't let his hands go, and then I'll be sitting there, and I'll start saying the same things I say during the Broner fight. Man, he needs to let his hands go. If he let his hands go, he would have beat that guy, and he would have did more. Like the same things I say during Broner fights, and the same things people say about Adrian Broner, you could say about Joseph Parker in some of his big fights.
Honestly, should I bring up the Tyson Fury and Joseph Parker picture?
Bring it up.
All right. Give me a second, fellas.
Bro, Tyson Fury's like a national hero in New Zealand. People love him down here, man.
Do they?
Yeah, when I was going through my social media, when Tyson Fury fights, there's as many people I know posting about it as when like Conor McGregor fights.
Damn.
That's because he's a cokehead. That's because he's a cokeheaded depressive. Just like New Zealand.
It's because he's friends with Parker, and people kind of know it from his friendship with Parker, but
No, it's because he's a cokeheaded depressive, like most people in New Zealand.
Right here, fellas.
Come on, man.
Right here. Tyson Fury and Joseph Parker.
Bro, hold on. Now, we've all seen the photo of the Klitschko brothers, you know, where... Is that a real photo? Like...
That's a real photo.
You know, you're kidding me.
It's real.
Oh my god.
It is. It's from 2017 after Huey Fury put on that Shades of Ali performance against Parker.
I remember that. I remember that. Shortly after that, Peter Fury and Tyson Fury were no longer together due to family issues. It was because Tyson was partying with Parker after Parker beat his cousin.
I feel bad for picking Huey Fury to win that fight.
Huh?
I feel bad for picking Huey Fury to beat Parker.
Oh, don't worry, Max. Listen, did you have money on it, Max?
No.
Yeah, I did, mate. So don't worry about it.
Bro, how's this? I remember I saw a clip the other day, and it was Dwyer, and Dwyer goes, "This is one of the greatest heavyweight fights that has been made in my lifetime." And I'm just thinking like, oh my gosh, this guy's been alive a while.
Dude, Dwyer is hilarious.
Dwyer was
Dwyer,
picking Conor to beat Floyd. I remember.
dude, Dwyer is hilarious, bro. He said that Mike Tyson has the speed and ability to give Joshua issues for the first 3 rounds.
Look, I'm gonna say something.
He might actually.
Y'all need to not be rude to Dwyer because Dwyer can make all of you very wealthy. Always bet against Dwyer, right? Unless you agree with him. Unless you do agree with him. If you agree with him, rock with it. If you don't, bet against it because 9 times out of 10 you're winning money.
The two dumbest things I heard Dwyer say, he said Canelo hits harder than Beterbiev. And he also said when David Haye fought Valuev, only bet on Valuev by decision or Haye by KO. Don't bet on Haye by decision or Valuev by KO.
Hey, Shmoney, what's up?
What up, though? What up, though, BT?
How you doing, man? You good?
I'm great. What's the topic at hand? I seen some boxing talk, and I couldn't wait to hop in.
Yeah, H Money, man. What's your opinion on Richard Dwyer, man? That guy's hilarious.
I'm not sure who is he a boxer?
No, he's a better.
He's a great boxer.
Nah, man. I don't know. I just want to talk boxing. You know what I mean? I don't know about that. You know what I mean? Let's talk about the sport. What's going on, BT? What's the topic? Stephen Fulton. I love this kid.
Yeah, we're talking about Fulton. We started out talking about Fulton versus Angelo Leo. Who you got in that fight?
I got Fulton. I think he's a very talented fighter. He's very slick, very quick, and he's fighting with a heavy heart because of his trainer and his mentor, brother Nazim Richardson, had just passed away. So I'm looking for a breakout performance from Stephen Fulton and winning another world title because I believe he's currently the IBO world champion, and now he's trying to get another world title with the WBO. I see Fulton winning by unanimous decision.
Facts.
Yeah, Unrivaled and Intangible and L-Dog all had Fulton. Mini Max and myself are picking Angelo Leo. We were also talking about Joseph Parker. We were talking about Joseph Parker and how he doesn't throw a lot of punches in his big fights.
Yeah, and also how Joseph Parker versus Hughie Fury is one of the greatest heavyweight title fights in the history of our sport.
Well, I think Joseph Parker is an underrated fighter, to be honest. He's been in there with some of the best in the heavyweight division. Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua, Dylan White. He has a great resume when you look at the people who he's faced. I think he has a top five type of resume from his competition. He's been fighting the best. You know what I mean? What do you think about the fighters that Joseph Parker has faced on Rival Boxing?
YB. I think he's fought good level of opposition. He's fought Joshua. He's fought Andy Ruiz. I mean, he's fought good people. He's fought some trash cans. He's fought Leopold. His last opponent, Shondell Winters, was a no-hoper. But all in all, he's fought good guys. He fought Dillian White. He's fighting good guys. But he's also fighting good competition.
Dylan White as well. Exactly.
I heard they're trying to make him versus Lucas Brown.
Yeah, they were trying to open up the whole DAZN launch.
That's a super fight, bro. That's a mega event.
Yeah, Lucas Brown is going to destroy Joseph Parker en route to receiving.
No. What I've been hearing is that Saudi Arabia is offering a big site fee for that fight.
You're not being serious, are you?
No, of course I'm not.
That fight is going to occur at Wembley Stadium.
Let's be honest here. Joseph Parker, I would put money on first round knockout, to be honest. But then again, I'm worried Parker won't fucking let his hands go. But look, he'll have to KO him inside 4 because surely even if Parker just jabs him, it'll fucking put Lucas Brown off balance. I mean, the guy got KO'd by Dave Allen.
Unrivaled, what do you think about Edgar Berlanga? I never got the chance to hear you talk about Edgar Berlanga.
He's got power. I haven't seen how he can box yet. That's it.
Right?
There's nothing you can say about the kid. He hits hard. He doesn't sit on his punches either. He just trolls.
I would pick Ali Akhmedov to upset him if they fought.
Yeah.
Akhmedov, that's Triple G's guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen Ali Akhmedov fight.
Oh, he's a beast. He's a beast, man. I consider him to be the next Sergey Kovalev, man. Watch out for this guy in the light heavyweight division. I agree with Mini Max. I agree with him on that one.
I don't know if he has the power that Triple G had, but he's definitely, I think, more athletic than Triple G, and I think he's a little faster than Triple G was.
Well, I mean, as far as 168 prospects go, I go with Malakuziev number 1. I think he's got everything. Power, speed, amateur experience. Give him some time to adjust to the pros, and I think he'll be a solid fighter, man.
He just jumped my man Clay Collard.
Yeah, he's supposed to be fighting. Like he's supposed to be fighting on a golden boy card.
I think he just dropped out.
All right.
Yo, Berlanga needs to step it up in competition. Seriously, though, true school. You know what I mean? He has 14 wins, 14 knockouts, all in the first round. If he stepped it up in competition, he won't be getting these first round knockouts. You know, I just had an interview on my channel with Charles Conwell, and Charles Conwell told me how in the amateurs he beat up Berlanga. He said he beat him in a unanimous decision, and he gave him 2 standing 8 counts. Oof. And, you know, 2 standing 8 counts beat him unanimous. So Berlanga, he's solid. I like him. I want to see him do good. But, you know, I think that is pretty much set up for him to get all these first round knockouts. You put him in there with a quality opponent, it won't happen. It won't happen, true schools. Trust me.
Put Berlanga in with Rocky Felding.
Hey, you ain't lying either, because I just checked BoxRec, bro, and Charles Conwell did in the 2015 Youth National Champs final. He beat Berlanga by unanimous decision.
You know what? We need to have Edgar Berlanga versus Callum Smith. I think that it's a 50-50 fight. I'd pick Berlanga by knockout, though.
I got Berlanga by devastating knockout. They fight.
Callum Smith is a bum.
He's very overrated, for sure.
H-Money, what do you think about Callum Smith?
Yeah, he might be overrated. You know, after watching his fight with John Ryder gave him all sorts of problems in that fight. A lot of people felt like John Ryder won that fight. You know, I think Callum Smith is going to lose very soon. But I don't know if Berlanga is better than him, though, because we haven't seen Berlanga in there with anybody. Callum Smith is he's a proven fighter. He has the world title. I think Callum Smith, I don't know, man. Berlanga hasn't been in there with anybody, you know, any good yet. So I'm not going to put him over Callum Smith yet. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I'd still favor Smith, but I wouldn't be confident in that pick.
I would like to see for his next fight, I'd like to see Edgar Berlanga fight either like a Mike Guy or someone like that. He'd be a slight step up. You know Mike Guy, the guy that beat Dennis Douglin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a solid guy. He's I think he's got enough to give him some rounds.
I think Clay Collard would be a solid victim for Berlanga. Berlanga would stop him pretty easily, in my opinion. Clay Collard's style is just so perfect for him, but I think the awkwardness maybe take him past the first, probably 3 or 4 rounds.
Just put him in with Rocky Felding. I think Clay Collard is better than Rocky Felding, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a good fight. You're right, Mini Max. I think what's the name? Rocky Felding would be a good fight for Berlanga. He's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky Felding would get hurt by Berlanga. He'd be a perfect fight for Berlanga.
Rocky Felding would propose to him in the middle of the ring, just like he did with Canelo.
And that would get him ranked highly if he beat Rocky Felding on the rankings.
Yes, although I'm pretty sure he's probably on the rankings at this juncture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they put everybody on the rankings.
Yeah, Swag Mustard says that Eric Moon was a solid fighter and Berlanga handled him easily.
Who did Eric Moon face?
I mean, I saw Eric Moon fight Mike Guy in Atlanta last year when I went to this one card. That was probably the best guy he faced was Mike Guy, and he lost.
I mean, he was stumbling over a hook that didn't even look that big. Like he was like rolling around the ring.
Yeah. Yo, H Money, what are some fights that you're interested to see coming up, like with the whole Showtime boxing?
the Showtime boxing. Okay, the Stephen Fulton fight versus Angelo Leo. That's a fight that I'm ready to see that fight, man. I can't wait for that one. I think Fulton is an underrated fighter. He has a lot of skills. I believe Fulton had beat Gary Russell Jr. in the amateurs. And I just think Fulton, man, he has a lot of skills. He's going to be a champion for a very, very long time. What else on Showtime? Well, of course, Charlo versus Rosario and Jamal Charlo versus Sergey Derevyanchenko. I think those are some good fights. You know what I mean? I think those are some pretty good fights. I don't like the fact that it's on pay-per-view, but it's still some good fights to watch as a fight fan. You know what I mean?
I'm excited. Go ahead.
I'm looking really forward to that Emmanuel Rodriguez versus Daniel Ramon fight.
That's a good one. That's a tough one to predict, too. It's a very 50-50 fight.
That's an amazing fight. I want to see if Emmanuel Rodriguez can win that fight.
A fight I'm excited for. I'm excited to see Jaron Ennis return on the Lubin Gachet undercard.
He's fighting?
Yeah, he's on the undercard of Lubin Gachet, but they don't have an opponent yet.
Oh, if they don't got an opponent yet, it's probably not going to be anybody good. Yeah,
it's only a 10-rounder, too.
They need to get Ennis an opponent soon because he's got 25 fights already. And if they don't do that soon, he's going to wind up being one of those guys who's 30-0 and has no quality ring experience with no quality opponents.
Put him in Josecito Lopez. He hasn't fought since September. That's a good fight for him.
My man Chet Collins with the $2 super chat. He's asking you, Mini Mac. He says, Tio versus Loma, who do you got?
I'm edging Loma in that fight by decision. But that's going to be a great fight.
You're gonna pick against one of South Florida's very own. You're gonna pick against the man from the Davy Powell. How dare you?
So he's Lomachenko. Teofimo. I gotta give credit. He could be doing what Canelo did to Triple G and waited him out and fought him where he'd have a better chance of winning. But he's trying to be great and beat Lomachenko when Lomachenko's still a top guy. And I just think it's a little too early for him right now.
Yeah, I think he's gonna beat him. I've been saying it for well over a year on YouTube. I've been saying that Teofimo's gonna fold up Lomachenko.
It's a 50-50 fight, in my opinion.
Yeah. It is 50-50 fight, but I just think Teofimo Lopez is gonna put it all together that fight. That's gonna be his breakout fight.
Someone said in the chat they want to see Verdejo Berlanga, but the size difference is just too much. Berlanga's 168, Verdejo's 135.
I mean, if they were
Collins means a lot.
If they were in the same weight class, that'd be a big fight.
I think Berlanga would beat him if they were in the same weight class.
You think so?
Because Verdejo's he's chinny in the later rounds.
He's chinny, period. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Max. Go ahead. I'll go after you.
All right, thank you. What do you guys think about Devin Haney wanting to fight Gamboa next?
That's disgraceful. It's disgraceful.
It was making it seem like a good thing on Instagram. Like, I'm fighting Gamboa next. Let's go. Getting hyped about it.
He's trying to compete with Tank Davis. If he stops Tank Davis, that makes him look – or rather, if he stops Gamboa, that makes him look good in comparison to Tank Davis. And one thing I will say, though, on his behalf, even though that fight kind of sucks, all the other fights are pretty much taken up. You have Fortuna versus Linares already scheduled, and Ryan Garcia and Campbell are set to fight. So that pretty much leaves Haney pretty much nowhere in that mix. Although I would have liked to see Haney fight Yvonne Mendy instead.
I think he should fight. He should have fought Nakatani.
It makes Haney look really bad on Instagram when people say that he's gonna fight Gamboa soon, and they post that picture when he was a little kid and he's posing with Gamboa.
Because it shows how old Gamboa is now.
Oh man.
Yo, BT, Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? And it's matter of fact, Devin Haney's father last night was on Barbershop Conversations. Gary Russell Jr. was on Barbershop Conversations last night, and he was talking a lot of trash. Oh, I want to fight this person. Everybody's ducking me and all of that, right? So he was saying
Mini Max interviewed Gary Russell.
Okay, I didn't know, man. You doing some? I need to subscribe to your channel. Then I didn't know.
He's doing big things. Xander Zayas, Gary Russell, Sullivan Barrera.
He went off on Leo, Santa Cruz, and Tank on my interview. He did a whole thing about how they're avoiding him and how when he touched Leo's father, he still doesn't understand why Leo didn't fight him even after that and all that stuff.
Okay, well, yesterday Gary Russell was on Barbershop Conversations talking all kind of trash. oh, Devin Haney's ducking me and this and that. So Devin Haney dad called up Barbershop Conversations. You know, he called him while Gary Russell was on there and was like, yo, you saying my son is ducking you? That's not true. So when Devin Haney's father, you know what I'm saying, it's like, yo, we talked about making a fight. Let's do it. Let's do it next. Gary Russell, his whole energy completely changed, bro. Gary Russell Jr. is 5'4". The guy's 5'4", 126 pounds. He's a very, very, very little man. You know what I mean? And he only has about 14 knockouts. He's feather-fisted. I would like to call Gary Russell Jr. feather-fisted. He's about 32 years old. You know what I mean? His best wins to show for it, Jojo Diaz and Johnny Gonzalez. Nobody said nothing when Gary Russell Jr. beat old Johnny Gonzalez. So the fight to make next is Devin Haney versus Gary Russell Jr. That's if Gary Russell Jr. wants to fight. You know what I mean? He's really just doing a lot of talking. Matter of fact, yesterday, Gary Russell Jr. said, oh, I want to fight Terrence Crawford at 147. He's saying he said that, bro. This guy he's saying a lot of. Go ahead.
I will say, yeah, look, Johnny Gonzalez was past it, but he was coming off of a first-round knockout victory over Abner Mara, so he was still scary. And even in the near past to that point, I think about 3 or 4 years before that, he defeated Hizumi Hasegawa, which is a great victory as well. So while he was a little bit older, he was still a champion. But yeah, Gary Russell Jr., he's food above 126. He really shouldn't even be fighting at 126. He's 5'4". His reach is 3 inches shorter than Inoue's, and he's actually an inch shorter than Inoue. Like he's shorter than most 118 pounders.
I think the Nyamba win is actually probably his second best win.
Yeah, I remember I saw Gary Russell in person like 4 years ago when he was doing media for the Patrick Hyland fight, because that was around the same time that Errol Spence fought Algieri, and they had both press conferences for both those fights at the same place. So I saw him, and I'm like, damn, that's Gary Russell? I thought he was bigger than that. No, he was. I mean, I'm not a big guy myself, and he wasn't. I mean, he wasn't. He seemed to be about the same size as me.
Yeah, you're bigger than him, bro. You're bigger. And, you know, after Devin Haney's dad called in and exposed him for lying, you know what I mean? Gary Russell was like, oh, I'm going to call Al and we can do this and that. So, bro, I called in a barbershop and I'm talking to Gary Russell Jr. I'm telling him, Gary Russell fight Devin Haney next. No excuses. So then he was like, yo, I'm talking to his dad right now. You see, I'm trying to do this. Well, I was like, yo, I said, let's fight then. You know what I mean? Fight Devin Haney then. Since you talking to his dad, call Al Heyman like you said you was going to do, and let's make the fight happen. And you know what I mean? And then I told him, I said, yo, when it came to Leo Santa Cruz dad, you're putting your arm around his dad, disrespecting his father, and you saying you doing that so you can make a fight. But when it came to Devin Haney's dad, all of a sudden you're changing your energy. You know what I mean? When it came to Devin Haney's dad, now you're a nice guy. But when it came to Leo Santa Cruz dad, you know what I mean? You disrespecting him and you're trying to make a fight. I just told him, keep that same energy. You know what I mean? And Fred pretty much cut me off the line after that because Gary Russell started getting into his feelings. He couldn't handle the pressure I was putting on him. But yeah, man, Gary Russell right now, he's a liar. You know what I mean? He won't even call out Miguel Burchett at 126. Miguel Burchett is a champion in your weight class. You have never mentioned Miguel Burchett's name. Never.
Yeah, I brought him up during
He's
the
at
interview.
130, actually. He's at 130. 126, he should have mentioned a guy like a Josh Warrington, in my opinion. He doesn't mention any of the other champions at 126 besides Leo.
Josh Warrington would be such a great fight for him, too.
Dude, that fight would be amazing. Like 126 is not the most talented division, but imagine the fights that could go on there. Gary Russell Jr. versus Josh Warrington would be a classic. I promise you, that would be a classic. A fight of the year in any – that fight would be amazing.
He called Josh Warrington a bar fighter in my interview.
I remember that, Max.
And when I asked him about Burchell, he said he doesn't really care about 130. He just wants 126 or 135.
Oh my goodness, you don't want to be a champion in a different weight class? Why skip 130? You know what I mean? Why not become a champion in 2 different weight classes? Fight Miguel Burchett for the most prestige title in boxing, the WBC. That's what he was saying yesterday on Barbershop. I got the most prestige belt in boxing, the WBC. Why not go fight Miguel Burchett for the belt? If he moves up to 130, wouldn't that make him the number one contender in the WBC BT?
I believe so. Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if WBC does. I know WBO does that. I'm not sure if WBC goes by the same rules. They might.
Yo, Gary Russell's still obsessed with Lomachenko because I remember. I mean, I've seen other interviews, but in Max's interview, he spent about a good 5 minutes talking about Lomachenko. He's like, I don't care if Loma loses 10 fights. I don't care if he loses 50. I don't care if he has 1 loss, 5 losses, 10 losses. I want to fight Lomachenko. He's got to come see Mr. Gary Russell.
Exactly how he sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bit salty about that Loma loss. He's sort of salty about that loss in the same way that Froch is with Ward. Like the guy has made excuses about that fight for the last he's made excuses about that fight for the last 3 years.
The worst thing he ever said about that fight was, yeah, you know, if I fought Lomachenko 100 times, I'll beat him 99 times. But you know, that fight was just one of those times I lost.
He also said that he was drained. On the interview, he said he didn't know how to make weight properly back then.
Well, that's kind of weird for a guy who was fighting at 122 before then, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, it's an excuse. Intangible, that's what you call an excuse. I want to say this. BT, Gary Russell Jr. has fought one time, once a year for the past 5 years, bro. Once a year for the past 5 years. That's a disgrace. He hasn't been active. He's a loudmouth. He's a small guy with a big mouth. You know what I mean? I want to see him in there with the top guys. Either Miguel Burchett at 130, you know what I mean? Or Devin Haney at 135. And when Devin Haney whoops his ass, I don't want to hear nobody say, oh, Gary Russell was too small. Gary Russell came up from 126. I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? Because Devin Haney can't find a fight at 135, BT. He can't. He tried to face Loma. Loma went to the WBC and requested the franchise belt. You know what I mean? Lomachenko, he requested the franchise belt. He didn't want that smoke with Devin Haney. Devin Haney called him Lomachenko. You know what I mean? Devin Haney said, you remember Bob Arum said, Devin Haney signed with the wrong promoter, so we're not going to fight him. But when it came to Jose Ramirez versus Maurice Hooker, I can make the fight with Eddie Hearn. When it comes to, you know what I mean, Amir Khan versus Terrence Crawford, we'll make the fight with Eddie Hearn. You know what I mean? When it came to Lomachenko versus Luke Campbell, it's okay. It's okay. We can make a fight. But when it came to Devin Haney, he signed with the wrong promoter.
I mean, I will say on Lomachenko's behalf, in his defense, it was Bob Arum that made those statements. And also, Bob Arum had already pretty much set a tournament for Loma because he pretty much already assigned for Loma to fight Campbell for the vacant WBC and then for Teofimo to fight Richard Comey, and then they would meet. And also Lomachenko had already stated, I think in previous years, get a belt and I'll fight you to Teofimo. That was a fight that had been in the making for a long time by that point. So I think we still have to wait.
I'm sorry, Intangible, but Lomachenko and Teofimo aren't fighting next. So, you know what I mean? That sounds like it was a way to excuse Lomachenko for not fighting Devin Haney because his fight with Teofimo Lopez isn't even official. You know what I mean? Even though they've been putting out all these statements, it's not official. You know what I mean? So, listen, Lomachenko went to the WBC and requested the franchise belt. Bob Arum didn't bet. It was Team Lomachenko that did that.
Yeah, hold on, though. But what I'm – okay, let me just put it like this, right? Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko, like I said, they have already agreed that they're not going to take a tune-up in between a fight. Between the two guys. They've stated that they're going to fight each other next, and they've been in talks as of late. There's actually been an announcement from Mike Coppinger, and he's not the most reliable guy, but he stated that they were in talks today. I don't really see them fighting any other guy next. Like, who is Teofimo Lopez going to fight before Loma? And they need that money to come in for this pay-per-view. That's the more lucrative fight. And them not fighting next is not out of necessarily it's not necessarily out of them just trying to put on a front. It's because if that's the case, it'd probably be because of COVID. Because they were aiming to make the fight date in late May, on May 29th.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think the winner of Lomachenko Teofimo Lopez is going to fight Devin Haney next anyway.
Maybe.
I hope so.
That's what we got to see. If Lomachenko doesn't opt to take that fight, then fine. You can say Lomachenko doesn't want to fight him, but he's fighting a unification still next. That's okay.
It's not next though. Intangible. It's not official, bro. We can't keep saying he's gonna fight Teofimo Lopez because it sounds good. The fight is not signed. It's not official. Even one of your good friends just made a video ranting about that. You know what I mean? So it's not official, bro. You know what I mean? No matter how much we want it to happen next, they're not fighting next. And if they don't fight next, I don't want to hear no excuses, bro.
But I have a quick question. I just want to say before anything. If the fight's not official, why is Devin Haney pushing for Gamboa and not Lomachenko?
Well, you know what I mean? To be honest, this is what they're saying in the papers. This is what they're saying on ESPN, that the fight is signed. You know what I mean? But now we're hearing rumors that it's not signed. So Devin Haney's confused like any one of us.
I think he's just trying to stay proactive because he probably knows that either A, Lomachenko and Lopez is happening next, or B, maybe they're going to go another route and he's just trying to stay proactive with his career.
I really don't see them making any other fight because who really is Lomachenko going to fight next?
Yeah, I personally don't think they'll make any other fight because this fight has been brewing for so long. And everything like Lopez has his belt. Lomachenko wants to move back down to 130 as soon as possible. So taking an interim fight in between is going to prolong his stay at 135, which he doesn't want to do anyway.
BT, Chet Collins did a super chat saying, how high does the panel rate Rocky Marciano?
That's what I was going to get to.
Yeah, I rate him top 20 all time.
Top 5 heavyweight. Easily for me.
Probably top 5 heavyweight, yeah. On the lower part, number 5.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him top 5. I'd put him top 20. I could probably name about 15 heavyweights greater than him.
Fair enough. Definitely one of the top of the old school. Like the old school, like before Ali and before all of them.
H1, what do you think?
I agree with Intangible. I would say probably a top 20 heavyweight.
But his career was not deep enough. He didn't have enough of those names, and the only real contender he fought before then was Roland Lastarza. And there's one other guy, I can't quite remember who it was.
What about Rex Lane?
That's the other guy I was referring to. But really, other than that, he was fighting mostly journeymen and local fighters.
What about
out of Prime Joe Lewis? Out of Prime Joe Lewis.
What about what's his name? Harry Kid Matthews. That was a good win.
Yeah, I don't even. Was he ranked in the top 10?
I mean, I don't know. I know he was a good fighter at heavyweight that moved up to heavyweight to fight him at Yankee Stadium.
Who you guys got between Loma and Berchelt if that fight happens? Someone's asking.
Lomachenko.
Loma for me by decision. But Berchelt's a beast. I think Berchelt beats everyone at 130 and at 126. I just think Lomachenko is just a little too crafty for him.
Minimax, would Berchelt beat Shakur Stevenson?
I would edge Berchelt by volume.
Oh, man.
Shakur Stevenson versus Miguel Berchelt, in my opinion, is 50-50.
That's exactly what I would say.
Shakur is not very experienced yet. I don't think he's grown into his man strength. And I think Berchelt's sort of offbeat jab and ability to cut the ring off is going to be all wrong for Shakur. But Shakur is a very good body puncher, very good at controlling the distance. He's got some good ability, I'm not going to lie. But Berchelt may have the experience to mitigate what Shakur brings to the table.
I want to give a special shout out to my main man, Sebastian, the technician Santana. He says, "What's up, champ? What's up, Sebastian? A good young amateur fighter out of Flacco's boxing gym here in Hollywood, Florida. Shout out to him." Let me see. The barber.
I heard Speedy Rashidi Ellis versus Brad Solomon got confirmed.
I was gonna bring that up, man. I'm happy about that. I'm happy to just see Rashidi Ellis active
and fight someone I've heard of before. Yeah.
But like Golden Boy. I like how they're recycling Brad Solomon as an opponent because he just fought Virgil Ortiz and now he's fighting Rashidi Ellis.
He fought Alexis Rocha too, which many people thought he edged out or just lost, and the judges had it way too wide for Rocha.
H-Money, what do you think about Rashidi Ellis versus Brad Solomon?
That's a good fight. That's a good fight. Like you said, Golden Boy has been doing a good job recycling Brad Solomon. He just faced Virgil Ortiz, and he fought Alexis Rocha, right?
Yep.
Alexis Rocha. So now he's fighting Rashidi Ellis. I think it's a good fight. You know what I mean? I think he's gonna give him a very tough fight. I mean, what do you think about Rashidi Ellis, BT? How good do you think he is?
I have no idea. I remember if you would have asked me this question like 2 or 3 years ago, I probably would have told you, yeah, I think he's gonna be a top contender. You know, maybe challenge for a title at some point, but I don't know. But because boxing is one of those sports where if you're not constantly progressing and you're stagnating, then you're regressing. So
I kind of wanted to see Ennis fight Solomon because I think that'd be a good first sort of gatekeeper fight for Ennis to have.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think Rashidi Ellis is a great prospect, but I don't think he's as good as John Ennis or Virgil Ortiz.
I think Jaron Ennis is special in terms. I think Jaron Ennis is special, and same with Ortiz.
He's my favorite prospect in the sport. He's been my favorite prospect since the end of 2018.
I love watching Jaron Ennis more than I like watching Virgil Ortiz, but I did a 180 on that. I think Virgil Ortiz is the better of the two.
I think he's better. I think he's better than him in terms of resume, but the problem with Ennis is he's stuck with a lot of promotional issues. He has an exclusivity deal with Showtime. There's not a lot of high-level gatekeepers he can fight compared to
I want to see this fight right here. Brad Solomon versus Blair Cobbs.
Oh, Lord.
Blair the Flair Cobbs. Woo!
I don't think Blair Cobbs is as good as DAZN's trying to make him seem, though.
Oh, not
He's
at
flashy,
Blair
but
Cobbs is horrible.
yeah.
He's not horrible. I ain't gonna say he's horrible. He's solid, bro. Like, dude is big as hell for a welterweight. He's about 5'11". He got some long ass arms, and he's athletic as hell, bro. Like, Blair Cobbs gonna surprise you guys. He gonna surprise you guys. I swear.
I remember like 3 years ago when he sparred Devin Haney on Instagram Live and he was giving Devin Haney that work.
You know, I think he'll be a gatekeeper type of a guy. He's a bit awkward, but the guy, he's pretty much known for his Ric Flair costumes and WWE entrances.
Shut up, Rich. Yo, a good fight though will be Blair Cobbs versus Rashidi Ellis. Man, that'll give us a good like. What you say, Max?
I think Rashidi Ellis beats Blair Cobbs in my opinion.
How about the last time I was live, El Jefe suggested that Virgil Ortiz should fight Blair Cobbs in preparation for Terrence Crawford.
I think Virgil Ortiz. Go ahead, Max. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying only El Jefe would say that. Go ahead.
Hey, El Jefe knows boxing. Though, if you talk boxing with him, like real boxing talk, he knows boxing for real.
Yeah,
he knows what he's talking about.
I talked with him. Yeah, he made some good points about Rosario and Charlo.
Yo, but you know, Rashidi Ellis is 27 years old. He's turning 28 very soon. So he's older than Jaron Ennis. He's older than Virgil Ortiz. It's like, you know what I mean? He hasn't really took his career to the next level. I want to see him in some bigger fights, man. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it was a couple years ago where like when he was like 23, 24, he was getting a lot of work with Canelo, and that's where like a lot of the hype with him kind of began. And that one knockout he had, I forgot who he fought, but he knocked some dude out. It was like a really crazy knockout.
It was the first Eddie Gomez fight.
Eddie Gomez, yeah, there you go.
But I think when it comes to John Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz, you know, we saw Samuel Vargas's body shots kind of wear out Ortiz a little bit. John Ennis in his last fight, all he did was throw great body shots. And I just think his body shots would be very difficult towards Ortiz.
I think Ortiz will walk him down, to be honest. I seen Jaron Ennis in his last fight against pretty much a bum. You know what I mean? And he was kind of getting hit a lot. Jaron Ennis. Go ahead, Intangible.
Bakhtiar Eubov. I think Jaron Ennis is relatively undisciplined with how he moves in the ring in terms of his movement. He's not very measured in how he uses his footwork, in my opinion.
Yeah, and he has 20. Go ahead, BT. Go ahead.
He hasn't had to measure with his footwork. They've been putting, pretty basic fighters in front of him.
Yo, BT, Jaron Ennis has problems with inside fighters. I've seen him, get hit by lesser opposition. We're able to close the distance on him and start hitting him with some big shots, man. And he tends to drop his hands all the way down in showboats. He showboats with his hands down, leaving his chin wide open. You put him in there with Virgil Ortiz will knock his head off, man. And one thing about it, Jaron Ennis has 25 wins, 23 knockouts, and he hasn't even stepped it up in competition. Virgil Ortiz is younger than Jaron Ennis, and he's ranked number 2 in the WBO. He knocked out a fighter by the name of Mauricio Herrera. Mauricio Herrera gave Danny Garcia one of his toughest fights, and a lot of people felt like Mauricio Herrera beat Danny Garcia. And Virgil Ortiz is the first man to knock out Mauricio Herrera. Then he beats Brad Solomon. Then he beats Samuel Vargas. He's in there with better competition. Or Jaron Ennis, bro, I think he got skills, but I just think he's kind of reckless in the ring, and he struggles with inside fighters. I feel like Virgil Ortiz is overall the better fighter.
But to be fair about Mauricio Herrera, I don't think he's been the same fighter since, I forgot who he fought, but he fought on the Canelo Khan undercard and lost every round. It was the first time he definitively got outboxed. And the dude hasn't fought since then, the guy that beat Herrera. He was a very good prospect.
I forgot his name right now.
But since then, he hasn't been the same fighter.
You're talking about the guy who beat Granados. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, the guy who beat Granados. He was a good prospect, too. I think Frankie Gomez.
There you go. Frankie Gomez. There you go. Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him. I think he was just undisciplined. He was a very good prospect. I thought he had a good future.
He's not on social media or anything.
Yeah, I heard he was just like out of shape and, not, boxing material.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Hey,
go ahead.
Yo, H Money, who's your fighter comparison for Bektemir Melikuziev?
He's a beast. I like him. He kind of reminds me of a Montel Griffin. I'm not sure if you remember who Montel Griffin is.
Yes.
He's the one that
beat Roy Jones.
Yeah, he beat Roy Jones.
Fought Glenn Johnson.
You know him? You know him, True Schools?
I have his number.
Well, yo, he was an Olympian. He's an Olympian just like Bektemir. And also he beat James Toney twice. Montel Griffin beat James Toney twice, and he beat Roy Jones. So he was a light heavyweight, just like I think Bektemir is a light heavyweight, right?
168.
Yeah, 168.
I think he's using 175 as like a bridge. He's a naturally pretty pudgy type of a dude. So I think he'll probably fight at 168 when it's all said and done.
You guys are just talking about El Jefe. Well, guess what? El Jefe is now here. What's up, El Jefe?
What's going on, bro? What's going on? H Money, Mini Max, and Intangible. What's going on, bro? And shout out to the mighty MXBC, bro.
That's right. Yo, I always, for some reason, I thought that the MXBC account and you were the same person.
Are you Coco
the
Tyler?
The MXBC, that's Coco Tyler, bro. Like, that's his movement. I'm part of the movement, bro. H Money's part of the movement also, bro. We're all part of the movement. And True School Sports, I want to invite you, bro, for today, for the show, man. The MXBC show. You guys are all invited, bro.
When is the show?
What happened? Well, it should happen today around 8:30, bro. If it's not today, bro, I think tomorrow, man. So Coco Tyler will let us know, bro.
You're in Central Time, right?
Yeah, I'm in Texas time, bro.
Oh, okay, so that means 9:30 my time. Okay.
Big Texas, bro.
BT, when it comes to Frankie Gomez, official scorecard had a really good point in the chat. He said Frankie Gomez was an outstanding talent. Not a surprise he was able to school Herrera, but he was notoriously undisciplined and threw his career down the drain. That's exactly what I thought happened as well. He was a very good and talented fighter. It's a shame what happened there.
Hey, yo,
Frankie Gomez was he was a hood rat, bro. Like, he was always in the hood, bro. So, yo, Coco, let us know if you're going live, bro. If not, jump on, bro. People want to hear about the MXBC, bro. Go ahead.
Let me just say this, bro. The DMV is taking over boxing, bro. It's going to take over boxing and surpass Texas because we have Philip Hergovich coming over here. He's fighting in Oxon Hill, Maryland. He was going to fight on the undercard of Regis Prograis versus Maurice Hooker, but until that eventually got canceled. But he's going to host all of his heavyweight championship bouts when he reigns as champion at the Robert F. Kennedy Memorial Stadium. And once he gets knocked out by Jawolov, boxing will return to the DMV, and that will be the new mecca of boxing, bro.
Yeah, Hergovich, he's the next Vladimir Klitschko. I think H Money made that comparison, which is an excellent comparison by H Money, bro. He's doing a hell of a job in the comparisons, bro. But H Money, speak on that, bro.
Shout outs to BT. He's the one that put that in my mind, comparing Filip Hrgović to Klitschko. But I think BT said Vitaly Klitschko.
Yeah,
So I might have to-
more stationary with more power.
I don't think he really reminds me of Vitaly or Vladimir. I think he's a little bit more he's more active than Vlad. He has more of a punch variety in terms of the shots he throws. He's not as good at throwing him. He's not quite as polished with his jab as Vlad, but he comes forward a bit more than he does. He doesn't clinch like he does because Vladimir just that dude used to pick up his opponents and throw them on the ground, fucking Randy Orton WWE style.
Arcade.
And you have who else? Who was it? Yeah, Vitaly. He doesn't quite remind me of Vitaly either because Vitaly used to move a lot around the ring. Vitaly had a very weird and awkward cadence to how he fought. He changed the pace with his jab, the speed of his jab all throughout the fight. Iron chin, and so does Hrgović. Hrgović has never been dropped, amateur or pro, but I don't quite see it like that. I think Hrgović is sort of unique.
Remember, everyone thought Efe Ajagba was better than Hrgović?
He's not.
Oh, they tripping. Oh, that's some BS. Heck no. Ajagba, I think is a bum, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I think he's a bum.
He gets hit way too much.
Yeah,
His balance is really poor. That's his main issue, in my opinion.
he just signed with James Prince, so James Prince is about to put him in that witness protection program. Moving real
For
careful.
real.
Well, he's
Is
about to
Jacko
go
with
to
Jay
top
Brown?
rank, bro.
He's with James Prince.
And
I
Top
thought
Rank,
he
he's
was
with Top
in
In my opinion, Efe Ajagba should fight. I think Ajagba should fight Carlos Takam next. I think Takam could probably beat him.
I think
That's a
Takam
big
has a
risk,
very good
bro.
chance.
How
That's
about
too dangerous
He's
for
a little bit
everybody.
older though.
Everybody
I don't
thinks
think so. I think Ajagba's good enough to beat Takam. Takam too old, bro.
But Takam is a very
terrible in the last
relentless, come forward type of a guy. He's very tough. He has a great chin. He's going to be able to eat some of Ajagba's shots. And when Ajagba falls off balance, if he's able to get inside of Ajagba at that instant and capitalize off of his lack of balance, I don't know, man. I think he could bully Efe Ajagba.
Yeah, I
about-
think Takam and the inside would be too much for Ajagba. Ajagba, let's take in consideration, he's a beginner in boxing, bro. He started at 20 years old. He's still learning on the job, bro. So someone like Takam will take him to the deep waters, bro, and would stop him in the late rounds, bro. Too much
How about-
experience.
How about
Takam actually
Ajagba
has a good
versus
chin.
Gary Forrest?
That was that would be a decent test for him.
True school. I'm sorry, Ajagba smashes Gary. What's his name? Jerry Forrest. Ajagba
Jerry
smashes that guy. He got beat by freaking Carlos Takam, bro. Come on, man. Takam about 38 years old was able to outwork him. Ajagba should be able to beat that guy.
Wait, I have the two best prospects in the entire sport fighting each other. Ajagba versus Jermaine Franklin.
What a beast! Yeah, yo, that fight should.
Yo, I saw L Dog tweet something about apparently is Hrgović gonna fight Jermaine Franklin next?
I didn't hear.
Nah,
bro.
Yo, who's Franklin? Who is that?
Jermaine Franklin, he's a
He's an
prospect.
American prospect.
He got a huge win over Jerry Forrest.
You know what? I think Jermaine Franklin versus Filip Hrgović would be a one-sided affair, in my opinion. He's not that good. In my opinion, the best U.S. prospect is Jared Anderson.
Hey, yo, true
Facts.
school, man.
Big
I want to address what Pete Boxing was saying. I want to apologize because Pete Boxing came very disrespectful yesterday, bro. I want to apologize from his part. I'm going to have to talk to Pete Boxing because he disrespected the code of conduct of the MXBC. We're going to have to talk to Pete Boxing, bro. He came off very disrespectful to your channel and to L Dog, bro.
What did
So
he? What specifically?
the conversation y'all had yesterday with L Dog, with Pete Boxing, bro. Pete Boxing, you know,
Oh,
it's not that I'm checking him. It's just an OG trying to step in, bro. And clean apart what Pete Boxing was doing, bro.
P Boxing wasn't disrespectful. He was just saying a lot of outlandish things, I guess you could
He
say.
was all over the place. P-Box is all over the place. Like I remember, I just asked him after like 30 minutes of him talking bad about Tyson Fury. I'm like, Pete, do you hate Tyson Fury? And he was like, yeah, I don't like Tyson Fury. I can't stand that guy.
Yeah, but hold on, Pete Boxing, bro. I know you're gonna listen to this, bro. You're talking real crazy, bro. Real crazy. But as soon as you saw Johnny Boy, you left, bro. So that tells
That's
me what
true.
type of energy you're carrying, bro.
Yeah, let me
Like
tell
you
you,
got shook of Johnny Boy, bro. What type of shit is that, bro?
bro. Let me just tell you something though, P boxing man. As much as we disagree, you're riding with Tanaka to beat Ioka, so you're officially cool in my book, man.
I disagree with that. I'm picking Ioka to win that fight, actually.
In all seriousness, I used to pick Ioka to beat Tanaka, but my fanboyism capitalized with my one-sided, biased film study. I fully convinced myself that Tanaka is going to win the fight, and I have some legitimate arguments as to why, though. I don't think I've convinced myself.
But when it comes to Tanaka, I mean, you watch a lot of his fights. Like, he was losing his last fight, and he loses a lot of rounds in his fights.
Yeah, he loses a lot of rounds in his fights, but that's partially because, I mean, if you look at the Jonathan Gonzalez fight that he was losing, that was a fight where he sort of blew up in weight in between the fight. He also stated that he was sick before the fight, but also Jonathan Gonzalez is very awkward. He is a southpaw. He's been stopped in all of his losses. He has, I think.
Why didn't Tanaka want to fight Ray Martinez, bro? Explain that to me, bro.
He moved up and was mandated to fight Kazuto Ioka, who's a far more established.
Yeah, but why not stay in the division and fight Ray Martinez, which Ray Martinez is the boogeyman of that division.
Julio Cesar Martinez. Well, actually, I wouldn't consider him the boogeyman, honestly. I think Artem Dalakian is willing to fight him. He had a fight with McWilliams Arroyo coming up, but he actually pulled out of the fight with
Corona, I think.
No, he had a throat infection.
Yeah, that it very possibly could have been Corona, honestly. I don't know. Because a throat infection's prognosis is only about 10 to 15 days. And that at the time that news actually broke out, it was about a month and a half before the fight was scheduled. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I was excited for that fight too, which sucks, man.
I want to say one thing to BT. The MXBC, it stands for the Mexican boxing community. So if you don't know, you know what I mean? I just want to clarify. It's the Mexican boxing community. Coco Tyler, he's a young brother. You know what I mean? I think he's around 16 years old. And, you know, he's just coming into the game. He's a good kid. You know what I mean?
I think I heard you mention him on your one of your lives you did recently.
Yeah, he's a good kid, man. I like him a lot. You know what I mean? So he's been in the chat. He's been supporting. So shout outs to the MXBC, the Mexican boxing community. Yo, Intangible, what do you think about Jalil Hackett out of that DMV area?
Haven't watched much of him. I've heard of his name, but I haven't really watched much of him.
Didn't Mayweather sign him? Some shit like that, bro?
If Mayweather signs him, he's probably not that good.
Yo, he's a beast. Listen, Intangible, that kid is only 16 years old. He's turning professional. True School, do you know about Jalil Hackett, who just signed it?
I don't know about him.
Yo, that kid is the truth. Intangible, listen to me. Seriously, bro. I think he's going to be the best fighter out of that DMV since Sugar Ray Leonard, bro. I swear.
Damn.
That's wow. That's quite high praise. Maybe I do got to check him out. Best DMV fighter ever. You got Ray Leonard and Georgie Abrams and Pernell Whitaker.
And Simon Brown. Don't forget Simon Brown.
Yeah, Simon Brown as well. Although Simon Brown was of Jamaican descent, so I mean,
but he's Washington D.C. though. Like that's where he trained. That's where.
Same with Winky Wright. Same with Winky Wright.
Yeah.
I think he's from Florida though, right?
Winky Wright's from like Tampa or some shit like that, like Tampa or Clearwater.
Yeah, I mean the other fight that I was thinking about when it comes to Ioka or Tanaka losing fights, the only fight I really thought he was actually losing before the knockout, other than the Jonathan Gonzalez fight, was the Vic Solidar fight. That fight was many years ago in May of, I think it was in December of 2015, I believe it was. Tanaka was not nearly the fighter he is now. Vic Solidar was boxing him off the jab. He was beating him with the straight left. I believe he's the southpaw. He was giving him a lot of issues. I'm not going to lie. No, he's not. I don't think he was a southpaw. He was tagging him up with right hand, so I'm not going to lie. That jab was giving him issues, but Tanaka was able to stop him.
Do you think if Tanaka beats Ioka, do you think he can beat either like Estrada or Chocolatito?
I think he has a decent chance to beat Chocolatito, but Estrada, in my opinion, his style is wrong for him. But I'm the biggest Tanaka fanboy on YouTube. So
yo, L Dog, you got to come to the MXBC to settle that, bro. We can't do that on here, bro. Come to the MXBC today. Like in 30 minutes, bro, the show's gonna start. So come to the MXBC. And I also want to invite Mini Max, bro. I want to invite Intangible to come to the MXBC, bro, to chop it up, man. We are the future of boxing, bro. The MXBC, man. Shout out to the young CEO, Coco Tyler, and the president of the MXBC, Young God, man. Shout out to them, bro.
Yeah, shout out to the MXBC in conjunction with the untouchable True School Sports Empire.
That's
well,
what's
True
up.
School
That's what's
Sports
up.
is MXBC, bro. I need to see that MXBC hashtag, bro. I would love you to be a part of the MXBC, bro.
I'll be an affiliate, but I don't associate with any sort of factions in the YTBC. I'm what you would call a lone wolf.
You're a free agent.
A free agent, that's right. But
sure.
but you know what? Me and Mini Max might start our own boxing community. We're gonna start the South Florida boxing community. So we're gonna be the SFBC. There you go.
You know what?
I want to say this real quick, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Intouchable. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was going to talk about Ioka Tanaka again and some findings I have found in film study of both fighters within the last week, but I'm going to save it for when it's relevant again. Go ahead, H.
I just want to say, man, everybody smash that like button, man. We got a lot of people in the chat right now. Hit the like button for True School Sports, man. He's giving us a lot of great. Go ahead, Max.
No, I was just saying hit the like you were saying.
That's a great fight right there.
I think Matias wins.
Isn't Malik Hawkins a DMV fighter?
Baltimore, yeah.
Yep.
He was getting schooled by Darwin Price before Price got injured.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Matias in that fight.
Who you guys picking?
Yo, I got Malik Hawkins, man. Matias, he disappointed me, and I think one of his last fights when he lost his world, I think he had a belt, he had a world title, and he lost his belt. I didn't like that performance, man. I think he's a little bit overrated. Some people were saying he's the next Felix Trinidad after the death of that fighter. Who was the fighter's name that passed away?
Maxim Dadashev.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after that, they were saying, oh, he's so good. He's going to be the next Trinidad. And then he ended up losing. So, you know what I mean? I know it's just one loss. Go ahead.
Did you by any chance have any videos about Subriel Matias? Like, did you say he was the next anything?
No. Somebody was telling me that.
Because he doesn't fight. I don't know if Trinidad was the exact comparison because he fights nothing like Trinidad. You kind of feel like there's another. I think it's like Fernando Vargas they're comparing him to or something, but I don't know if it was Trinidad.
I fight like Margarito, bro.
Yeah.
I see the thing. BT with him. Somebody was telling me, people were calling me like, yo, this kid is the next Trinidad. And I was like, man, I don't know. I never watched him fight. So then when I watched this fight, he ended up losing. So I'm like, man, this guy can't be the next Trinidad. What the heck? You know what I mean?
I actually thought Matias edged that fight. I think I had a 95-94 Matias.
L-Dog said he's got the Philip Hergovic boxing community.
Well, I got a community that I've started. This is a community with, different people, like people from the MXBC, people from different boxing communities, and all together in one. And the name of this community is the MOB. The MOB. It stands for Masters of Boxing. Masters of Boxing. You know what I mean? Like I take, I'm taking people from different communities, bringing us all together, and we are the Masters of Boxing. You know what I mean?
I thought you were gonna say something else, bro. I was getting worried there for a second.
Oh, I know what you thought I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I think I know you. Well, yeah, I mess with everybody. To be honest, I got friends that's in the NBBC. People like Andrew Tucker, who's a friend of mine. You know what I mean?
What is the like? I always see that hashtag. What does NBBC even stand for?
I'm not sure what it stands for, but I know
non-biased boxing community.
Oh, okay.
Well, you also got the J4B, bro, Justice for Boxing. Leader, CEO, El Jefe, and Vice President. You got JFL heads, man. You got the LDBC, which H Money is a part of, bro. So we are the mob, bro. That is very true. H Money created the MOB, bro, so we can all come together, bro, because we are the mob, bro.
Yeah, that's what it is. BT, we all need to come together, all boxing communities, come together for this cause of boxing, for our love of boxing. You got a love for boxing, so do I. That's what brought us together. You know what I mean? Forget all that BS. You know what I mean? Forget it. Let's come together, bro. Oh, True School Sports taught me a lot about the sport of boxing. He taught me about legends that I never knew about. You know, hey BT, who is that fighter you told me about? You mentioned one of the old welterweights with that high guard peekaboo defense. He fought against Donald Curry and those guys. Langford, what's his name? Langford.
No, not Langford. You talking about Marlon Starling?
Whew, that dude was the truth, bro. I never knew who he was until you told me.
Yeah, man. He's probably one of the most underrated defensive fighters of all time. I mean, he's not flashy, but he don't get hit.
Yo, he's never been knocked out before either.
Yeah, that dude, Marlon Starling had a pretty underrated career. Like, he doesn't get enough credit, and he was a great welterweight.
He destroyed Mark Breland. He took Mark Breland's O. He should have had 2 wins against Mark Breland. They robbed him in the second fight, and I think it was a draw.
For sure, BT, make sure you tell your father I said hi, man. You know what I mean? Every time I come to your channel, you know what I mean? I'm always going to greet your father, man. I love him, man. Tell him H Money said hello.
I will. I mean, he might be watching right now. I'm surprised he's not in the comments.
Yo, BT, I got to get off, man. I'll talk to you soon, bro. And I'll talk to all of you guys soon.
All right, Mini Max. You take care, man. Have a good night.
Thank you. You guys too. See ya.
Peace, man.
Yeah, so you said
BT. I'm sorry, go ahead, BT.
You said the MXBC show is what it's at 9:25, I think, or 8:25.
Yeah, I personally, I'm not a part of any type of clique.
Me neither.
Like I just don't want to go.
Wait, hold on, Intangible. You were part of the trendsetters. Remember, bro, when you first started?
Nah, I was on Jalik's channel, but I wasn't. I'm general and I used to try to get myself associated with people when I was early on because I wanted to talk to people because I don't know anybody in real life that I've I honestly don't have anybody I can talk to in real life about boxing. All of my friends like basketball, but not boxing. So therefore, yeah, I don't know.
You sound like Battle Rifles. Like Battle Rifles has never talked to anybody in real life about boxing, only online.
Yes, that's actually me. I don't talk to anybody in real life about boxing. I just go online, look up YouTube videos, find streams, and just go on them because that's the only way I can satisfy my interest in the sport of boxing.
I feel you, man.
For sure. I think I was one of the first people that had Intangible on my live stream. I think I was. Was I Intangible or am I wrong?
I don't think you were one of the first people. I've been on many people's streams before then. I first went on D stream and then I went on Mark's stream later on. I went on a few other guys' streams. I went on DT3 stream as well. I went on several other.
The leader.
Yeah, Jalik's. I don't remember when I went on Jalik's stream though. I think it was after Taylor Prograis. I think so. But when I originally joined YouTube, I was picking up my phone after I was just miserable in my room for the last probably couple years, and I just found the nerve to talk about Lomachenko Cam. And I've been learning boxing on the job. I barely knew anything about boxing when I just came on, but I've learned a lot on the job.
Yeah,
that's what's up. Go ahead, BT.
Yeah, I personally don't want to join any facts or cliques because, like, if somebody from the clique or faction does some crazy stuff, I don't want to be associated with it. So I just be myself.
It's not a clique, bro. It's a movement, bro. It's almost look at it like a religion, man. The MXBC is a new religion, bro. Don't look at it as a clique, as a movement. Look at it as a religion, bro. It's a faith that we have in this boxing, this MXBC, bro, which is different, bro.
I mean, I'll let y'all have at it. I'll come on the streams, but I'm not gonna claim to be a member of the MXBC or any BC.
For sure, MOB though, Masters of Boxing. You are a master of boxing.
There you go.
I'm actually a part of the Kosa Tanaka boxing community.
The KTBC.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta put that in your Twitter description.
Yeah, I guess I have to.
Sporting Advantage says these guys have no clue about way back boxing.
Oh my God, I didn't even see Sporting Advantage's comment for a second, so I thought he changed his name to War Chisora for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, he said we don't know anything about way back boxing. Can you want to expound upon that? I don't know.
Boxing from back in the day.
Well,
No,
Yeah,
back in
man.
the day-
I've only been on these YouTube streets, bro. These boxing streets, bro, like for a year, man. So I'm kind of new, bro. I'm actually, bro. I've only been here a year, bro, and I'm already an OG, bro. This boxing community, bro. Like El Jefe's name is known, bro. Like, I'm out here, bro.
You caused a lot of controversy during your time on YouTube. Matter of fact, I was thinking about it. I need to do a video with you, El Jefe, like, label it, you know what I mean, El Jefe interview. You know what I mean? I want to do an interview with you, put you in the title, an El Jefe interview. I think is gonna do numbers.
It could even be better, bro. It could be the rise and fall of El Jefe's experience, bro. Like how we started and how it fucking finished, bro.
Yeah, you should put El Jefe, El Jefe controversial interview.
That's perfect. That's perfect right there. I would, whenever you got the time, El Jefe, I probably want to do it sometime this week.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's a smart idea. Not only with me, bro, like other controversial figures on the YTBC, bro.
Yeah, interview like other YouTubers, because YouTubers like BT, he has a name. Like a lot of people know BT. You know what I mean? People know BT more than some of these fighters. So I think if I do an interview with El Jefe, go ahead.
That shit is true. I went to Dallas for the Vargas versus Jesse Vargas versus Mikey Garcia fight, and I was just walking somewhere and I had my True School Sports shirt on, and some guy saw me. Some guy I never saw in my life. I'm in Dallas, Texas, and he's like, "Are you BT?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm BT." And he's like, "Can I get a picture with you?" I'm like, "Sure." We can take a picture. Like I'm so like I'm some sort of celebrity. It was weird.
You are though, bro. Come on, a lot of people know you. You know what I mean, and appreciate you, man. I definitely appreciate you bringing me to your platform. Thanks for the great conversations that we have on boxing, and I'm gonna keep it like that, bro. I would never disrespect the channel. Shout outs to El Jefe and Intangible. Appreciate you guys, man. I love you guys. I'm gonna get ready for my show. I'm gonna go expose Gary Russell Jr. right now, bro. You know what I mean? I'm gonna expose him for lying. And I'm going to play my call last night with Barbershop Conversations, how I called him out for being a liar. You know what I mean? How Bill Haney, Devin Haney's dad, exposed him last night, and his energy completely changed. So I don't like Gary Russell Jr. right now. Me and him have real beef, and he's a little guy. He's a little guy, like the BT said. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's only 5'4".
Hey, yo, so H Money, Bill Haney called into barbershops yesterday to expose.
Hell yeah, bro. He called. Look, Gary Russell Jr. was on there talking a lot of trash, bro. Everybody's ducking me. I'm the boogeyman. I broke Terrence Crawford's jaw. I want to fight Terrence Crawford. He said that Devin Haney is ducking me. So once he said Devin Haney's ducking me, Devin Haney's dad called up to the show and exposed him, bro. And his whole energy changed, man. And then I called in after that, and I was on him, bro. I was telling him, like, yo, fight Devin Haney next. Stop making excuses. I said, stop capping. Stop lying to the people. And he got all emotional and shit like that. He was saying, oh, you must think you a gangster and all of that. I'm like, yo, man, I'm in here. First of all, I said, bro, you a boxer. You're not a street guy. You're a boxer. You're 5'4". You a little ass dude, bro. I'm bigger than you, bro. You have no punching power. Gary Russell, bro, I will really whoop his ass, bro. I will whoop Gary Russell's ass, bro. He's 5'4" and he has no power. Come on, bro. He's a little man. He's a little man, bro. But, you know, I'm going to expose this guy right now. And BT, thank you so much. Appreciate El Jefe, Intangible. Love you guys, man. Peace.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
shout out to
I'll
H
see
Money
you later on over there, bro. But
Yeah,
yeah, man, great topics, bro. You know what I'm saying? True School Sports has changed the game, man. He's brought a different perspective to the game. He's actually smoke free, bro. That's the only reason El Jefe is on here, bro. It's not like other channels that duck the smoke, that are scared of the smoke. He's willing to hear every opinion, different opinions, and willing to debate, bro. That's why I respect True School Sports, bro.
We have what's his name in the comments? We have a brother boxing talk, but his name used to be Raekwon Bell. Raekwon Bell, we had hella back and forths. You know, we had some serious smoke was being handed out, but you know, now he says he retired from StreamYard and coming on live, so he's enjoying his retirement, going to the strip club.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Raekwon. I think I had him on my channel like months ago, but shout out to him, bro. I want to give a shout out to Intangible also, bro. You know, sometimes I felt I went a little overboard with Intangible, bro. I felt he was part of the Johnny Boy clique. But you know, Intangible is his own man, bro.
El Jefe, I'm gonna throw you a curveball right now. We got the man himself, P Boxing.
Oh shit, P Boxing, bro. We gotta talk, bro. But it gotta be on the MXBC, bro.
How you doing, Brendan? How you doing, Intangible? El Jefe, the Don. What you saying, man?
Yeah, man, I heard some things you were saying about the MXBC, bro. But we gotta talk about that on the MXBC, bro. It's MXBC business, bro.
Nah,
So
the thing
Coco
is,
Tyler wants to talk to you, bro.
I told you guys where I stand in it. I'm a guest of the MXBC, but I'm not a member.
Bro, you're MXBC now, bro. Like, even though you got jumped already into the MXBC.
The thing is, though, the thing is, though, El Dog. I mean, sorry, El Jefe, the Don, OG. Basically, the reason why I don't want to be a member of any group because, like, if something happens, like, my name is gonna be bad. You know what I mean? That's why I like to be a bit reserved. You know what I mean? I'll fuck with you guys. And I'll see in it. Like it looks like a good thing. The MXPC is definitely growing.
Well, let me confront you. Not confront you, but let me talk to you. Let me rap to you about this, bro. Why? Because I was listening to yesterday's live stream, bro. When you were on there, and you're talking mad gangster to L Dog. But as soon as Johnny Boy jumped on, bro, you jumped out, bro. Can you explain that to me, bro?
No, because basically, like I'm in a different platform. I'm on BT's platform, and at the end of the day, like. I've just been watching. I've seen like Unrival was on there. H Money was on there at the same time. Like I swear, like H Money don't like Unrival. You see what I mean? Like there's so much fakery, like, and I don't like it. That's why I didn't want to come on when I seen H Money. Like certain people, if I don't like them, I don't really want to be around them. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, but you shouldn't run from the problem, bro. Like you're supposed to confront the problem, bro. Like I will never run from Johnny Boy, bro. And Coco Tyler felt some type of way, bro, because he saw you run from Johnny Boy, bro. We saw that as you were ducking Johnny Boy, so that made you look bad, bro.
No. Johnny Boy knows I'm not. At the end of the day, I got no problem.
But he was calling all types of shit, bro. Like he keeps on talking about you on his channel, bro. So you gotta confront Johnny Boy.
Let him carry on.
Let me ask you a question for a second. Like, why does that matter to you?
Because if you're a true OG, you gotta represent it, bro. You can't just be saying stuff, bro. Like if you're out here talking stuff about Johnny Boy, bro, and then Johnny Boy pulls up and you run from Johnny Boy, the MXBC got a problem with Johnny Boy, bro. So we got to see you put in the work on Johnny Boy.
The thing is though, like when you have to remember though, if I'm on his channel, yeah, Johnny Boy, I'll give him all the fire, everything. I tried going on his channel the other day. He was clearly scared, like you know what I mean, like because he knows all the stuff that he's saying, like he's chatting obviously rubbish, and on this channel, BT, I don't really want to kind of take over because it's not my channel. I'm a guest again. So I like to be reserved.
Nobody can take over. I'll just boot him out if I don't want him.
Exactly. And that's why I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to, become so disrespectful. And I haven't been disrespectful.
No, but you're not. I'm not trying to disrespect BT's channel right here, bro. But
that's what I mean.
I gotta check somebody. bro. I can't just let Johnny Boy, run his lip, bro.
BT, can I ask you a question? Have I ever disrespected anybody on your channel?
I don't think you've actually. No, you may have said had opinions about boxing they don't agree with, but I can't pick out any sort of disrespectful statements you made.
So it's about boxing. Everything I say is about boxing, whether it's right or wrong, right?
Yeah, it's been mostly about boxing. But the one thing you did say though, you said that you had that one statement about Eastern European fighters, but other than that,
but that's still boxers.
That's still boxing though.
But when it comes to like individually, like personal stuff, like I don't like to bring on like on this platform because this platform, is a decent platform. We talk about boxing and all the other good stuff. But when it's like negativity and all that sort of stuff, I don't really want to, put like BT on a kind of spot. Like, you know what I mean? I don't like to divide people. I don't want them to say like, oh, like you have to choose me and stuff like that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I just felt like, and at the same time, I was joining the MXPC stream anyway, so I didn't really have a time to even like confront Johnny anyway. If you know what I mean, El Jefe.
Yeah, man, I just think it looked kind of suspect how you didn't come at Johnny Boy. You didn't even check him, bro. Like, even if Johnny Boy did jump on here, it's no disrespect towards BT, but
Well,
I gotta come at Johnny Boy, bro. Like,
I will.
it's
The
just
thing is,
how
though,
it
you
is, man.
never. The thing is, though, how am I gonna check him if he hasn't like? I was there for like what, a minute, and basically like he didn't say nothing to me. Like he basically like I would look like a fool if I start at him. Like, you know what I mean? He needs to start. I mean, I'm one of those type of people. I don't really start no beef
But he
unless
be
they start
calling you
with me. Like
rectangular head on his channel, bro,
that's his channel, though, innit? Let him
and he
say
be
whatever
calling
he
you
wants on his channel.
all types of
That's
pedophiles, bro.
that. No, he's saying that I'm defending somebody, but we don't want to say that on this.
So if you
Like,
defend somebody, what does that mean? He's basically calling you. You know what
if
I'm
he
saying?
wants to
So
think, if whatever he wants to say, that's on his platform. Just like I got a platform at the end of the day.
Oh,
And
okay. You're trying to stir up drama when it shouldn't actually be there. Like,
nah, bro, because I got real beef with Johnny Boy, bro. Johnny Boy, he has made constant videos on me, bro. Like,
Listen,
even
ain't nothing on this YouTube thing beef. If there was beef, people would be getting
no, I
clapped.
got real beef with Johnny Boy, bro. I got his phone number, I got his address, I got
that's
everything.
honestly
bro.
kind of childish. Like, you guys just need to drop it at some point.
Yeah.
Well, he don't want to man up, bro, and face
You're
me
in-
like a man.
You're in Texas and he's in Wisconsin or Chicago or wherever he's at. You guys
He's
will
in
never
Racine.
see each other in real life. You guys are about half the country away from each other. Just drop it. There's no point in it. You guys will not run up to each other in real life ever.
intangible. Listen to me. You know me, yeah. Like, I'm not a bully at the end of the day, and I basically don't mind fighting with people. Like, if I got problems with them, but this is just internet at the end of the day. El Jefe, and at the end of the day, people know how I look like. You see me, and I'm not scared of like Johnny Boy or anyone else. But at the end of the day, there's no point me like mouthing off because I'd rather do like, you know, I'd rather be physical. But I'm never gonna see Johnny Boy. I'm all the way in Bristol in England, and it's not gonna happen. So it's no point for me to get heated and get like pissed off about it. Do you know what I mean? So if I'm on his channel, that's a different thing. But on other platforms, I don't really want to carry on unless obviously, you know, the host says, you know, go for it. If I get the green light, then yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, if anybody's gonna see anybody in these actual lives, it's gonna be me because I travel. I do a good amount of traveling. So
I know you've been to England lots of times, in it, Wolverhampton and stuff like that, yeah. And you support like Everton as well.
I just support Everton. I've gone to England. I was in Texas February. I would have been in Maryland if the COVID didn't happen.
Yeah,
Hey, yo, bro. Hold on, Intangible. Let me say this real quick, bro. What did Gary Russell and Haney say about white fighters, bro? Because I just saw anybody knows what's happening? Because I just saw a title, bro.
What about the white fighter? About him saying like no white fighter can beat me?
No. They said something recently. I don't know what happened. I just saw a headline right now.
Gary Russell did say something about Lomachenko.
I don't know.
I know what he said. I know what Gary Russell said. He was on some certain channel the other day, last night actually, and he was saying that Lomachenko is only rated high because he beat him, and at the end of the day, he should have got at least a draw. He don't think Lomachenko deserves to win. He doesn't rate Lomachenko that high. He says like he don't even mind fighting like Terence Crawford. He don't mind going up all the way to 147, even though he's 126. Like he was like calling for all beef yesterday. He was saying like David Haney, like, you know, he can beat him. He can beat Tank. He can beat all of them. That's what he's saying. I like that. I like Gary, like the confidence.
Yeah,
That's
Gary Russell is delusional. I actually saw the fight recently, like I think a couple weeks ago. He got his ass beat by Lomachenko, bro. That shit wasn't even a split decision. I think Gary Russell should just man up and fight at 130 pounds, bro. Like fight
He put him down though.
You got Shakur. You got a lot of fighters, bro. I think it's just clout chasing. Gary Russell, step up your game, bro. Stop with the race baiting situation, bro. We want to see you fight Tank, bro. That's a great fight, and
Gary
Tank will
Russell
spark you out, bro.
Yeah, Gary Russell, in my opinion, is just sour grapes, honestly. I think that
he is, man.
He's salty about the fight. It's sort of reminiscent of Froch versus Ward.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the guy has made statements, just random sort of salty sort of statements about him for the last 3 years. I mean, about the scales, about Lomachenko. He should have dropped Loma. He should have done this, and this should have happened. And he was having trouble making weight, even though he had fought at 122 previously. Like, come on, dude. Like, just accept the fact that you lost. Honestly, the guy should just stay at 126 and go fight people there. He needs to call out Josh Warrington, in my opinion.
Okay, I just got the statement on what Gary Russell said. He said white fighters have no place in boxing.
What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just saw the title, bro.
Yeah.
No place in boxing. That's like
Damn, Gary Russell has no filters, bro.
Yeah, well, he should fight Josh Warrington.
yeah. He should fight. You know what he should do? He should try to eliminate all the white fighters around his weight.
Honestly, if he makes that statement, he should fight white fighters and back up his statement. That's what he should do. It's the same thing with the Devin Haney situation.
Yeah.
Haney should fight Baranchik, fight Loma, fight Campbell. Back your statement up. You'll go down as a legend. All right. Yeah. Look, people will consider it offensive at the time. People will see you as a genius in the year's time. So make it happen, man.
Yeah, but according to a lot of people, Russian fighters are not white. That's what a lot of people will say that. So
What? Kovalev isn't white.
he's not white, bro.
Kovalev's not white.
Dude,
Yeah,
white.
he's not white.
Dude, white.
Wait. Let me jump in now because El Jefe, I like you a lot, but you're wrong on this one. They're white as fuck, man. Come on, man.
Whiteness is not
No.
based on
I said
nationality. It's
some
based
people,
on
not me.
pigmentation. It's based on pigmentation.
Look,
So whatever
you guys
they're
could
saying
go
doesn't
to
make sense.
you guys could debate Durden on that, bro. That's what he says. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, Durden. You got to understand though, Durden. He's a white nationalist. And also, I mean, look, Kovalev is a bit of an embarrassment to the white race. I mean, just beating up women on the daily, destroying chicks on an airplane, raping chicks, beating them up. Like, I mean, this dude used this. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I remember when Kovalev was in the same room with Clarissa Shields, and he said that women shouldn't be boxing; they should be in the kitchen cooking, or something like that.
Damn.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was on ES News, I think, but that shit was cold.
Kovalev, though, yeah, thankfully he leaves those drugs out of boxing, because if he were to drink all the alcohol before the fights and get high and all that kind of stuff, that dude would probably get knocked out in the first round of every fight. He'd turn into an Arturo Gatti, warrior's blood type Slavic warrior.
100%.
Okay, going back to Gary Russell comment about white fighters shouldn't be. What was the statement? El Jefe?
They have no place in boxing.
They have no place in boxing.
Okay, no place in boxing. You know, like we've heard this before. Like the racial tension between black and white in America is really high. So, like you can't take it like to the heart. You know what I mean? It's just out of context. That's how people speak. It's not like he means it. So you can't say like, oh, like he's racist and stuff like that and label him, because
dude, he's probably the only celebrity that has said that white should be excluded from a certain brand. Like, he's probably the only person I've heard say that, if what he's saying is true. Yeah. If he actually said it with sincerity. He's the only person.
It's not with sincerity. It's not with sincerity. He just wants to fight. He's basically tried to touch his buttons.
He's trying to stir the pot pretty much.
He wants to fight him because that's the only guy he lost to, which was controversial in my opinion. And
Lomachenko?
Yes.
That's not controversial
Dude,
at all.
if he won like 10 rounds against Loma, or Loma won like 10 rounds against Russell.
Did he not put him down?
Still lost the fight, bro.
The round was 10-9 for Lomachenko.
But like, what I'm trying to say is basically that imagine that's the only guy that beat you, yeah. And after that, like, and he's like the longest reigning world champion, yeah, in the world of boxing. So he wants him at the end of the day. But is Loma gonna go down to 126? Or
you know what it is, bro? That's like me saying Somalians should be on YouTube, bro. How would you feel about that?
No, but we're talking about million.
No, but I'm not serious, but I'm just saying that. Like,
they're prize fighters. You know what I mean? So basically, what Gary's trying to do is, he's trying to press the button. He's trying to get him a bit heated.
Hey, he
But then
wants
Lomachenko,
attention,
like,
bro. But that's
you
not
know,
the
he
way,
was.
man.
But I believe in Gary Russell because when he says that he was all this smoke, not just against Loma, he
Why
was
ducking
all of
Devin
them.
Haney then, bro?
He's not ducking him. They were speaking last
He's
night,
ducking Devin Haney, bro.
against Bill
Like
Haney.
H Money said that Bill
No,
Haney
forget about
called
H
into the
Money.
show and he checked him, bro. Bill
No, I
Haney
watched that
checked
as
Gary
well.
Russell.
I watched the whole thing. Is all lies. Basically, Bill Haney called up, and basically they were stuck on the money. Do you know what I mean? So if they get the money thing right, because obviously Eddie Hearn is involved as well, because Bill Haney was saying like, yeah, Eddie Hearn might not pay the money that he wants. So
Hey, El Jefe,
it's all about the money.
Isn't the MXBC thing starting up?
The MXBC, I don't think I started because I haven't received the notification. So shout out to the MXBC.
Be
Coco
right back.
Tyler, most likely Coco Tyler's eating some tacos or something, bro. Because he should have started already, man.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap this live up because I don't want this to be 6-hour special today.
Yeah, man. If you can, bro, come to the MXBC. We'll love to have you on there, bro. Of course, not to be a part of the MXBC, but at least be a guest of the MXBC,
Show
just
up,
like P
show up for a
Boxing
bit.
and Tangible, bro.
Show up for a bit. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, BT. Thank you, Intangible. Thank you, El Jefe. It's been nice talking to you lot, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.
Yeah, man. See you on the MXBC, bro. MXBC for life. Shout out to the J4B. Shout out to DSFG, man. And shout out to all the real boxing fans, bro. This is El Jefe. I'm out, bro. Peace out, bro.
All right, shout out El Jefe. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna get out. Shout out to everybody who watched. Tomorrow at around roughly this time, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm gonna be interviewing Clay Collard's parents about Clay Collard, so that should be an interesting one. But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna get out.
All right. Peace, BT.
All right,
See you next stream. Have a good one.
You too, bro. Take care.
Yeah.
Yes, with that being said, program reminder for tomorrow. I will be interviewing Clay Collard's parents, his mother and his father. They reached out to me recently on Facebook. They want to kind of tell Clay Collard's story a bit more. They've been seeing my videos about Clay Collard, and it should be fun. So yeah, that's tomorrow's guest. I'm working on getting some more guests for the lives later on in the week, and that's just what it is. But yeah, thank you for everybody who tuned in, everybody who was here for the Rick Laser interview earlier, everybody who dropped super chats in this live and dropped super chats in the last live. It's definitely been a really fun and productive day. So with that being said, I'm probably gonna head over to Coco Tyler's MXBC live and see what that's all about. And you guys can catch me over there. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just Kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.